Hi. Some of you may have already heard that the trainer support team and the board of directors for TRE for All have decided that it's in our best interest to put the TRE exercises on YouTube for free so that anybody can access them. There are a number of reasons for this. The primary reason for this decision is if you do a quick search on the internet, you can find over 23 people who have put the TRE exercises online. Of these just simply 23 videos, and I know there are more, there have been over 2 million people who have viewed them. Those 2 million people should be coming to our website to learn in a more professional manner and a more responsible way how to do these exercises. So we have a lot of people out there who are putting TRE online. They don't put any type of professional caution on it or understanding of what the depth and value of these exercises are. So it can really diminish the quality of the exercises by the way they teach them and our personal and professional way of learning how to teach people how to deal with these exercises safely and effectively. So we've decided to be proactive. So in the rest of the video, you'll hear from each of the board of directors of TRE for All and each of the trainer support team members explain to you why we think it's valuable for us to put the TRE exercises online.
So TFA is now putting the exercises online because we realized they are already online and several people post them, and often they appear in inappropriate ways. And we think it's very important to have an official version of them online that is approved by TFA and which also makes reference to the origin of the work and also explains that there are professionals that have been trained to help people through them.
Okay, the exercises are already online, as Mariano said. That's for me the main reason that there should be an official version of the exercise authorized by TRE for All online too. And together with a strong suggestion that the exercises are best learned by a personal meeting with a certified TRE provider. And so I think it's very valid that we have this version online.
Okay. I actually believe that the number of people who will be exposed to TRE ethically and safely will be a benefit to providers. And in fact, that benefit will generate more work for providers because the videos will encourage people to come to providers. And I think it's a real opportunity, actually, to spread TRE and generate more and more interest globally.
Some were really excited that we were posting the TRE exercises on YouTube and Instagram. And they thought that's great information because they have friends and people and clients that can go and have that. And with the informational that you had recorded before it, it would also give them information that if it was too much, they could get to the TRE website and find a provider. So they had positive comments about that. The negative comments were if we didn't have something that directed them to a provider, then it could be a chance of them going into a dissociative behavior or, pattern or a flooding. So they thought that there needed to be some type of direction that gave the public a source to contact if they were not able to do them safely. Not one of them thought it was a threat. That because the exercises were on would inhibit them from being able to teach TRE and have clients. So it was more of a safety piece is what they were thinking.
I can just say that it seemed to me that the idea of moving away from language that people would interpret as somehow restrictive and fear-based, that's a good thing. At the same time, I do think it's important to have some, we can call it a disclaimer, or maybe more encouragement to the idea being that people will get more benefit if they're working with someone who knows what they're doing. That's kind of the important message. But rather than it being framed as something that's somehow dangerous, fear-based to be avoided, make it more positive that, you know, we want you to get the best benefit. This is very powerful. And the best way to do that is working with someone who's been well-trained. Here's the list of people who are trained. You can expect better results when you work with someone who has that, making it, you know, more a positive direction rather than something that's focuses on the danger or downside.
Gotcha.
Similar message where we're trying to say, you know, you can get in trouble if you don't do this properly. Just aim it towards as more benefit for you, the user, if you seek someone who knows what they're doing.
Here, what we're telling people is just to get the best results, to get the better results, to maximize, because we'll probably approach TRE from the place that we're approaching life based on where our nervous system is at now. And so if you want the maximum results and you learn with a provider who can help you see where some of these stress reactions are, because you might not be noticing them in yourself. So it's no problem, you'll still have benefits. But if you really want to work with your nervous system, because that's really the population that we're attracting here, is really people who really want to awaken. Our population is very, very young, and they're just excited about life, and they just want an anti-stuffy way of learning TRE. And so they're excited whenever they hear that, wow, this can really help me get to the core of my things that are holding me back, or the things that I see my parents do and the older generation, really. And I think the providers here, like in Thailand, particularly the Thais, they're very excited about helping people. It's part of their culture. They love helping. So if when they finish a session, they can share the exercises, which I know they do anyway, I'm sure, because they really want to help people. So it's just kind of this thing where I know they're doing it and they know I know, but we just don't talk about it because the few times, you know, that things have kind of gone out, I've kind of been asked to stop doing that. But it's a natural thing to have happen. And I guess my last comment on that is really that we can be the top leading practice in the world, TRE. Absolutely. But this is the very thing that'll put us there, is actually to get out there. If we don't, somebody else is already doing it. So if we really want this to be introduced to new audiences, we need to be more flexible. And of course, there's pros and cons to everything. And I think if we just come from a place of really understanding and being patient with those who are fearful and afraid, because it has been part of the culture. So just to understand that, but say, you know, come from a place of this is something that we need to do and we're doing it for TRE.
I think that it's just almost symbolic of the turning point in the organization, in that if I think back to when I went to my first Module 1 training, we paid $10 for the booklet. And then as I got more deeply involved, we couldn't replicate the booklet. We couldn't make copies of it. So we made stick figures and cartoons, and, you know, especially when we're doing humanitarian work. But we lost the integrity that there's a certain way to do these exercises, and they're very important. And the exercises aren't dangerous in any way. So now, and we've tried to go down the route of trying to police the internet, police YouTube, and you know, and it doesn't work, you know, because people want to share it, and it's easy. It's not nuclear physics. So now we put the authority on the internet with the exercises, and we keep giving them a path to follow, get more. Where do they go to get more information? How do they learn more? How do they themselves become a provider, or how do they get their family involved? So by being the official voice, we give them a path, and then they can follow through as far as they want to go. In Module 2, I always tell people, maybe in Module 1 I said too, getting someone to shake is easy. I mean, this isn't, we all have it. Some people don't need to even do the exercises. They just lay down and they shake. But there's a lot more to it. So let's get people shaking, and then we'll take them along on a journey. Once we get that mechanism going, there's a lot of possibilities. So I think it's moving away from something that seems, it's a little bit hard for people to understand why I couldn't give them the exercises. So we would clandestinely video me doing them, or video my son doing them, or something like that. But don't share this video, and don't let anybody see it, you know. But it was very practical questions, because, you know, when we start doing those observations in module 2, that would have all been handled in those videos, right? So I think it's time. It's time.